What's up, y'all? If you read the title, you already know what it is. Pacquiao Marquez 4 or Marquez Pacquiao 4, depends on how you want to go with it. Um, Thoughts on this one. First off, I guess when it was made, I wasn't shocked. You know, I did think naturally after a Pacquiao lost that decision to Bradley that it would be an immediate rematch between those two guys, but I still don't know why there isn't a rematch. I watched that HBO 24/7. I gotta say, this HBO 24/7 has probably been done the least good job, I guess you would say, of selling a fight to me. Um, I don't think. I mean, what can they really do to sell this fight, other than the fact that the first two fights have been really good and controversial? I just don't think this 24/7's done a great job of selling the fight per se. But watching Pacquiao, I think in the second episode, talk about how, first off, the way that they portrayed the Bradley fight with the voiceovers, of course, from Jim Lampley, from the fight itself, they made it look like a completely one-sided fight in Pacquiao's favor, and he's got completely robbed, which I disagree with. But the way that Pacquiao said that it's clear that I won that fight, so there's no need for a rematch. That's why I'm going to fight Marquez. Just the way he kind of stated that whole situation didn't really make a lot of sense to me. I don't think he clearly won that fight. And you would think, if anything, if he wanted to settle any controversy, it would be to get a rematch and get the decision over Bradley. So, wasn't really going with Pacquiao was saying there. But as for this one, I am always glad to see Marquez get a big payday. He's a guy that I think's earned them, particularly at age 39, this stage of his career. You want to see him get some big paychecks, if you're a fan, before he retires, which I don't know when that's going to be. As for the matchup, nothing's really changed since the last fight. I didn't even realize that Pacquiao had a fight. I mean, Marquez has had a fight since then. He had a unanimous decision win over Sinchenko. I probably didn't watch that fight. That's probably why I don't recall it. But and of course Pacquiao had the loss to Bradley. Now, whether or not you thought Pacquiao lost or won deserved to get the decision against Bradley, the fact of the matter is in the last two fights, the third Marquez fight and the Bradley fight, he has not looked nearly as dominant as he had in previous years. Whether it's because Marquez in the third fight just fought a better game plan or strategy, or Bradley, whatever, just Pacquiao, I don't know. You can't say he had an off night. All you can think to really, if you look at things honestly, maybe he's just taking a step back finally. Maybe he's just getting a little bit slower, not quite as explosive. Maybe, Father Time's just catching up with him. Not saying he's slipping, but I mean, him and Mayweather both. They're not, you can't expect them to be on the level that they were a couple of years ago, or a few years ago. Fighters get old. Athletes get old. Everyone gets older, And I just think Pacquiao is maybe just a tad slower than he was a couple of years ago, just taking a little bit of a step back. Marquez, he's never been a guy that's relied on speed or anything like that. Obviously, reflexes being a great counter fighter, that helps him. Amazingly, the one thing that is obviously the biggest thing to know with Marquez is how much bigger and stronger he's got in the last year or so since working with Angel Heredia, year and a half. I don't know how long it's been, but you watch him in 24/7 for this fight, man. The guy's back is huge. It's just crazy at age 39 how big he is. Obviously, there are accusations that he's using some kind of performance enhancers. I don't know if that's the case or not. Who knows? Some people might have been saying that about Pacquiao for a year. So some people might say, hey, if he isn't on an even playing field. I don't know one way or the other. Till other guy fails the test, I'm not going to cast judgment. As for the fight itself, expect another close fight, expect another competitive fight, expect another controversial decision. Who do I see winning this fight? I thought it was rather ironic. I believe ironic is the right word to use in this case. I always mix up how to use the word ironic. But I believe in the last fight it was ironic that Marquez, in the fight where it seemed like he did the best against Pacquiao, the third fight, where he had his best performance, and Pacquiao probably had his worst, None of the judges scored it for him. Hard to believe at the moment and in hindsight. That said, based on what I saw in the third fight, I don't buy into these. Oh, Pacquiao knocked knife. Pacquiao wasn't motivated. Pacquiao had a heel injury. I just can't buy into this stuff. Because every HBO 24/7 or every fight that Pacquiao doesn't shine in, it's always some kind of excuse coming from his camp, if not him himself, meaning himself. So, I'm going to go in to this fight, assuming it's going to be the same as the third fight. But Pacquiao's a little bit older. Both are, but like I said, I think he might be losing a little bit. Just slip it just a little bit. Not a whole lot. And Freddie Roach is training him to be more aggressive in this fight, go for the knockout. That plays into Marquez. Marquez is a counterpuncher. I think Pacquiao being aggressive plays into Marquez's style perfectly, into his hands. Hasn't really hurt Marquez too much outside of the first round of the first fight. So, I think that this is Marquez's best opportunity. I mean, the third fight I think was. But outside of that, I think this may be his best and last opportunity, obviously, in my opinion, to get this win here. I think he's got the style to get it done. I think he can get it done here. I think he can edge it out. But that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to get the decision. I favor Marquez to win this fight by a close decision. Not controversial. If he gets a decision, if he's rewarded the decision, I think it will be because he earned it. I think it'll be because he edged Pacquiao on the scorecards because he outboxed him, similar to the third fight. But this time the judges scored in his favor. I do either way think it's going to be a majority or a split decision. I don't think it's going to be a unanimous decision for either fighter. But if I had to bet money, I'd bet on a Pacquiao decision. Split decision. So I think Marquez is going to be the deserving winner in this fight. But I will be surprised if Pacquiao doesn't get the official judge's decision, even if though that is not the popular decision or the decision that should be just. If that makes sense. So I think Marquez is going to do enough to win this fight, but I still think that Pacquiao is going to get the decision from the judges. All right. Want to hear you guys, but I am looking forward to this fight. Of course, everyone that's been subscribed to my channel for a long time knows I'm an MMA fan. So looking forward to the main event of the UFC that night more because I'm a big fan of Nate Diaz, but I'm still looking forward to this one as well. I think it should be another really good fight. Based on, 3 previous ones, how could this one not be? But I want to hear your guys' interest level for this fight. Are you as excited for it as you were for, let's say, the third fight? Who do you have winning and why? And do you think that Marquez can get a decision against Pacquiao? Do you think he can get a decision from the judges? And how'd you score the third fight? How'd you score any of the fights? I don't know. What do you think about 24/7? Any thoughts in general? Let me know. Science, finance related, links in the video videos always, as well as Twitter. That's it for now. Until next time, I'm out.